There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, welcome everybody once again to Astronomy Daily Live. It's 2 hours UTC. You can call me Cosmic. And here we are again, gathering together this group of friends to talk astronomy and space and science and all nerdy things. So let's gather our favorite consumables of choice in our containers of choice and say absolutely cheers. This is the hydrogen hydroxide once again, freshly brewed, just fantastic, awesome stuff. So cheers, welcome everybody.
I love that thing.
Otto was showing us some of her toys. I guess, you know, what did you say? Once you get,
if you work hard and save your money, you too may get the opportunity to spend your golden years playing with Star Trek action figures and phasers.
What's the range on that thing? Do you get it pretty good there?
Oh yeah, it's good range. Yeah? Scares the crap out of my neighbors. Not as much as this
thing. That's worse than the port machine.
That's great. That's great.
The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Oh. And no, I don't mind the fact that he says where no man has gone before.
You know,
I don't sweat the small stuff, you know.
People have to chill just a little tiny bit. I totally agree with you. You know, it doesn't sound right if you say it any other way.
No.
You know? So
where no
that's
one
okay.
has gone before.
That just doesn't do it, right?
Doesn't do it.
Just doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. Hey, William Shatner is on Twitter. He's extremely active. So look for him. He's like 84, and he is still doing lectures. You know, he's got a tour. You know, he's got a tour, and
you realize he is a classically trained actor. He didn't get where he is because he looks good on T-shirts. I mean, he's a classically trained actor.
Absolutely not. He is one of the best actors I have ever seen. The first thing that I think, the thing that I first ever saw him in was Twilight Zone. I think he was in 2 episodes of Twilight Zone. I don't know if he did any TV or movies before that, but that was the early 60s. So he probably did things earlier than that too, but I can't recall seeing anything else.
Not on TV. He was on stage earlier than that.
Gotcha.
I actually went out to dinner with him once. I won a contest.
Oh, wow.
A Counselor Troy lookalike contest. No, I don't look anything like Marina Sirtis. But what I am good at, because
especially with those ears.
I spent a summer working in a mortuary reconstructing badly damaged corpses' faces. I'm very good at silicone makeup. Wow. Now, I reconstructed my face so that it would be identical to her face. Now, I'm like a whole lot taller than she is, and I don't look anything like her. But I looked identical to her for this contest, and I won. So I get to go out to dinner with Bill Shatner. Now, the problem was he was between shootings, and all he could talk about was his weight, because he's sitting there stuffing himself with rolls and spaghetti, telling me about his weight problem. He always had to skinny down in between when he got ready for a shoot. Actually, he's very definitely a thoroughly trained actor and very professional. No question about it. But unlike Patrick Stewart, he gets it about Star Trek. Patrick Stewart never did.
Oh, okay. You know, because Patrick Stewart's a very good actor too.
Oh, he's a very good actor.
Yeah,
No question about it. But he's not the kind of guy you send to Star Trek conventions.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. I gotcha. He doesn't get it.
No,
okay.
Some poor kid in the audience at one convention I had used to attend. I don't attend anymore, but some kid in the audience said, "What's it like, you know, in the 23rd century," or some crap like that. And
Right.
Patrick Stewart looked at this kid with total disgust and said, "I would have absolutely no idea. I'm an actor."
Oh, wow. Okay.
Jeez.
All right. Wow.
Oh, man.
Dang.
That kid was just deflated.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I thought, look, Patrick, this is a fantasy. Get into it.
Yeah. Just to put that kid down.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that was terrible.
Yeah. Hey there. I definitely wanted to say hi to Kira H in the chat. I wanted to say hi to Tom, Page Master, back again. Excellent. Patrick just jumped in. So, yeah, welcome, everybody. Welcome. So this is just a casual, fun get-together of friends each and every day at 2 hours UTC. Talking astronomy, space, all this. Deep Sky Dude, you made it in. You made it in. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, you know, I don't think that I've personally met any of the Star Trek people at all. I don't think I ever have. So, yeah, never gone to any of the conventions, never did anything like that at all. Big, huge fan. Huge fan. Yeah. Never attended any of those things. So Deep Sky Dude, everything is good here. The one weird thing that happened this afternoon.
Okay, Breaker 19 looks like Page Vectors has a photo of him and Maria Citrus and Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
He also has a photo of him and Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart is a thespian actor.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
you don't want to know what I think Patrick Stewart is.
Yeah, well,
now, Breaker 19 is a CB thing.
Yes, I got that. I'm pretty dense, but I'm not quite that dense. Not quite. So, Bobby, you've been looking or listening to the Lyrids. Why don't you tell us about this?
Yes, I think this is like the first night. It was probably going to be peaking real soon, and I posted my link of my findings of that scatter, and during the pre-show, I told Cosmic if he ever listened to a station in Phoenix, and he was like, "I don't think I even listen to radio at all." But the next thing, but I did catch a Phoenix, Arizona station, and we got an intruder alert.
Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Hey, it sounds like an
going on?
Sounds like an ERT radio over there.
ERT alert! ERT alert!
ERT alert! Hey, how are you, Ron? What's going on?
Doing good. Good.
Of
course, it is raining now. It's been raining all day, so
you know
no telescope for me.
We had here a out and out, authentic, 100% monsoon.
Oh wow!
Here in April, it you know.
And you asked the question. Are they controlling the weather? That I would have to wonder.
Yeah, you know, if the conditions are right, it's going to do it. And I think the conditions were just right. But yeah, you know, inconceivable. I mean, big bowling ball size drops
Wow.
and thunder and lightning and beautiful rainbow.
It didn't get
But
that last. It didn't get that last snow in. That's why.
oh yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it.
You didn't get your last snow, so then you got plastered with water. The
Okay.
moisture has to come somewhere.
It's all about charge transfer. That's all
Right.
rain is very, very efficient transfer of charge from way up there to ground. It's a great way to do it.
Now,
So, all right, well, Bobby, keep on going
So
with your story.
PageMaster and before I continue, PageMaster just uploaded his shots with Spock, Troy, and Picard. Check the Discord.
Very cool. Very cool. I will definitely have to look at that for sure.
but Spock would have been how old though? In that case,
I think
he was quite old, wasn't he? Like 1,000 or so years old.
I think he was something like 200 or 300, right? The last time we saw him, something like that. I'm not exactly sure either.
200. Vulcan lifespan's about double human.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, Bobby. So
Hey,
tell us.
Before Bobby
okay, go
gets
ahead.
going, I have to say something to ERT in case he goes off. You mentioned having, you didn't seem to know a lot about the instrumentation on your new telescope.
No.
I suggest that you look on Celestron's website. They have a whole ton of help videos.
Okay.
I mean, they're great. I learned everything about how to use my telescope through these videos. They're on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Just look up Celestron and how to use the auto align feature, how to update your software, how to do everything. It just helps to be able to see it. Because I found my local astronomy club totally useless to me.
They probably didn't have the new equipment. I mean, this scope is very, very new, and they're still back in the dark ages. So
I wouldn't say that. My astronomy club's not in the dark ages. I even live near an observatory. But it was peopled by guys who had known each other for 20 years, and it was kind of like a little good old boys club. And they didn't have much for any kind of beginner at the club. So I thought, I'd just learn it myself online. And believe me, it's doable. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Then what you could do is you can be the representative for the beginners.
Yeah.
So like when more people want to get into this hobby and they want to get the expensive telescope, or even just starting out with a cheap one, just to learn, you could still be there to help them try to understand what they're doing.
Amen.
So,
believe me, I've been through it.
That's what I like about these shows like Cosmic here and other YouTubers that do the live streaming with the astronomy stuff.
Yeah.
I learn a lot of stuff just from listening.
Me too.
And they don't know. I don't think any of them really know how much they affect, what we think about when we're listening. But there's a lot to be thought about when you're listening, even just on the radio. If you listen to somebody on radio, you can actually understand you can visualize what they're saying.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more interesting, of course, if you can see it. But with audio though, you can still, your brain can put it together and make sense of it. And believe it or not, that is a big tool right there just to learn that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I didn't mean to preempt you, Bobby. Go ahead. Feel free.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We want to do that.
Go for it. Okay. Go for it, Bobby.
Well, okay. So, as I was saying, The Lyrids meteor shower is really going to peak tonight, which means more opportunities for some overnight FM broadcast DX listening. So, and I was telling Cosmic that I was able to catch a Phoenix station in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, 97.5 megahertz, Kilo Charlie Delta X-ray. It is some type of classic country station from Arizona to Louisiana. That's got to be some good distance.
Wow.
That's
and
amazing.
Let's see. And
I can't hear Phoenix.
Yeah.
And you're there. And
I'm there.
And
I'm here. I can't hear it. No, it's going right over me.
Going right to Bobby. That's why.
I don't know what. Another station that I identify is 93.9 kilohertz, Kilo Micro X-ray Romeo from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh wow!
Now I forgot what type. I think it was some type of compliment, some adult compliment. But I forgot what format they did. That was making the trip. And one, I'm not sure it's 107.1 or 107.3. But I was able to catch a station in Mexico.
Wow! So Bobby, what does the reception of those stations have to do with the Lyrids? Anything at all, or I mean,
it's scattered. It's that media scatter thing. All you gotta do it's scatter. So all you gotta do is tune to an empty slot, and once you start to see some meteorites, tune around to an empty slot, and maybe, just maybe, you might hear something again.
Wow. So and yeah, that, I guess the idea there is that the meteor is actually reflecting that radio light back down. Is that right?
That sounds like it.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Amazing.
Amazing. I'm going. Let's see. I'm gonna.
Very cool. I've moved over to the International Meteor Organization website, and I'm looking at their post on the Lyrids. And so why don't we take a look over there really quick? The problem this year, at least, with observing the Lyrids is that you got the moon.
So meteor scatter or meteor boots burst communications is a radio propagation of the S that exploits the ionized trails of meteors during atmospheric entry to establish brief communications path between radio stations up to 1,400 miles apart or 2,250 kilometers apart. And that's just a summary of meteor scatter according to Wikipedia.
Now I remember back in the day, like in the late '60s or even the early '70s, possibly. My grandpa used to have like those old. He had the brand name was Lloyd's. It was like a five band radio. You know, you had AM and FM, you had weather, you had shortwave 1 and 2, and you can actually, on a good night, you can actually hear stuff like Holland and Germany and things like that, when normally ordinary time frame you wouldn't be able to hear that. But for some reason, certain nights you could actually hear what they'd skip. And we also did that with the CB radio too. We could talk to several countries away or around the world in some cases. It depends on the atmosphere. It depends on the situation, what's going on in the sky, and it would actually skip. The signal would skip, and you'd be talking to somebody literally. And it's not the internet. It's actually just talking with the radio signals.
And it's real time too,
Yeah.
because light travel time is almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very, very real time.
That
So
was one of my first experiences of talking on an international type of thing that was not the internet, you know.
Yeah.
And it was not a cell phone or anything like that.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I'd like to thank Pagemaster for directing me to a site called Lyrids. I think I've been there before too, and they usually do a better job. And they usually do a good job. I think they have something in the 6 meter band that they use, and once they detect the meteor entering, it's gonna send that. See that.
There you go.
Yeah. That's a YouTube channel that is pretty much running continuously these days. So yeah, you know, you can go over there anytime and listen in, and once in a while you'll hear a little whining sound of some sort, and that's a meteor. So yeah, it's extremely cool, you know, to be able to hear those things over the radio. But I mean, it's just light. So yeah, that's how those things work. It's absolutely fantastic. So let's see. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's take a look at what the International Meteor Organization has to say about the.
I want to learn how to do this on using OBS. I use OBS for my broadcast.
Oh yeah.
But, I don't know how to get the active browser page going. You know, I can show like a page and that's it, but I can't really use it to make it move, or like how you're doing here. I want to be able to, like, if I wanted to go to Stellarium and show people some things, like what, you know, like what Mark does and things.
Right.
And
yeah, I think you know, OBS is absolutely fantastic. If my machine wasn't so much of an old potato, I would be running it on this thing, because it's absolutely fantastic. And yeah, you just have to set up different scenes. I think that's the basic idea.
I finally did get the sound to work. You know, it took me a few tries to get the sound to work.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here? What is this?
All right, so here is some information.
Okay, so the meteor shower, according to my Stellarium, is going to rise up at probably in about 15 minutes.
Uh-oh.
You'll see the constellation and stuff, too.
Yeah.
Look at my weather. You'll see what I got.
It's completely clouded in. Are you raining there?
It was raining.
Yeah.
I think it's still raining, yeah.
So, at least according to this site, well, it's not giving an exact time. So, you know, it's just saying, you know, the next peak is going to be April 21st, 22nd night. So that is, that would have been yesterday. Would have been yesterday in terms of the peak. But oftentimes, most of the time, you know, they'll start a couple weeks, you know, beforehand, and then, you know, they'll slowly rise, and then they'll peak now, and then it'll take another week or so, because what's happening, of course, is that the Earth and this path of debris are passing by each other, and so, you know, the Earth is actually sort of going through this path of dust and dirt and rocks that is sort of the path that is left over from a comet. So this is a comet's path, and yeah, it leaves in its trail all this stuff, and we run through it. And in fact, it even says here that the parent object is the comet Thatcher. And the C, I think the C just stands for comet. It's sometimes you'll see a P there, which means a periodic comet. So I think C, that means it's probably very, very long period. It's got a huge orbit. So it's not a comet that we're going to be seeing all the time or anything. But as it moves through the inner solar system, zipping around the Earth, it crosses the Earth's path and leaves this trail that then we run through every year, and we get a meteor shower. So pretty cool. But yeah, this isn't saying exactly when the peak is supposed to happen. And I was looking at the visual observations, the live zenith hourly rate plots, and there haven't been a lot of reports yet coming in. You'll sort of see here. So here's the Lyrids 2019 campaign. There have only been five Lyrids observed. So I think the reports are still probably coming in, because we basically just have one data point. So I think we're just going to have to wait.
And we'd like to welcome Ray Rael in the chat.
Hey there, Ray. Great to have you back here with us. And this was actually reported back on the 15th. So we don't have any recent data on this yet, which is a little surprising. I sort of expect that the data would be rolling in a little bit more. Let's pick one that we know is active, like the Perseids of 2018, and you can see what a sort of a proper graph looks like once it decides to load. Dun, 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 dun. We have the loading music. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. It's trying. It's trying really hard. The old potato is really spinning. There we go. There we go. So yeah, here's more of a proper chart. So as you can see, the peak here was somewhere around the 13th of August or so. And
I never have any luck with the meteors.
Oh,
seems like they always try to claim. They always say, "Oh, you can see 25 an hour." Whatever they say. Outrageous claim.
These were over 80 an hour.
Yeah, now, I never see that. I never see that. I'm lucky if I see one, if I just happen to time it just right.
Well, the zenith hourly rate is sort of a funky number. It's not this number is sort of inherently high. You'll very, very rarely see that many, just because that number is a calculation. based on observations. So, but yeah, Ron, I would say with the Perseids, okay, now, we're talking about the Perseids, not the Lyrids here. I would say that, uh, you know, as you can see, this peak is very short-lived. It's only, a day or two. So, if you look like here, you're only going to see, you know, one every 2 or 3 minutes, maybe even less. And over here, it's going to be, you know, just the same or even less. It's only when you really move into the densest part of that cloud of debris that you start to see a lot of them. But I would say, Ron, I think you just had bad luck, because when it comes to the Perseids, oh yeah, I mean, if you go out, a day or two before the peak or a day or two after, you are definitely, well, and stand outside, for an hour, you will definitely see at least 10 or 20, at least. They I don't know if this is true or not, but what I've observed is that they tend to come in spurts, and I don't know if those are like actual spurts, or if it's just my brain trying to correlate things. But so there might be gaps of several minutes, and then all of a sudden you'll see a couple, shoom, shoom, right? So especially with the Perseids, they are sort of the most active ones each year. But yeah, I would say that you've just had some pretty bad luck, because the other thing too, right, is that you have to be looking at the right place at the right time. So it's kind of hard to watch the entire sky, and those things can actually appear anywhere in the sky. So but they all seem to point or come from one place. But they could be all over the sky. So what I've noticed is that I can keep track of about a third or maybe half the sky at a time, and that's about it. So if you're looking in the wrong part of the sky, you're going to miss several of them anyway. So
there was one that I saw. Might have been the Oranids, maybe over the summer.
Okay.
And I looked in the direction of where I thought they would be, and I happened to see a nice one. And it was like that just was one time when I actually looked in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I'm done. I don't need any.
Yeah. So here are the Orionids from last year, and as you can see, that's a very, very, very sharp peak.
Yeah.
And if you're one day early or one day late, you may not see anything at all. And it depends on the conditions of the sky too. If the moon is out, you're not going to see any fainter ones.
No, this was a dark sky.
Okay, cool.
It was
cool.
clear. One of a few nights it was clear.
Nice. Also, the neat thing about this kind of data is that it sort of gives us a rough idea of the structure of this cloud of debris that we're moving through. It's sort of a one-dimensional look through this cloud.
So now,
And
how many comets or meteor showers do we really have to worry about that might affect us?
Well, so far, you know, we only really have to worry about the periodic comets, the ones that actually cross the orbit of the Earth.
Okay.
And the chances of that taking place, well, it's going to happen eventually. But space is big. Space is really, 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 really big, and the Earth and a comet are really, really, just immensely small, right? Just insanely small. So the chances of that taking place are almost zero, but those comets have our name on it for sure. Now, as far as meteor showers and all of that, the only thing that you really have to worry about there are the big chunks. Most meteors that you see burning up in the atmosphere, they're about 70 kilometers high, and they are pieces of dust or grains of sand.
And
They're
gold.
really
Gold.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are made of all kinds of minerals, everything else. The really, really bright ones that you see might be marble sized or fist sized.
Yeah.
But they're gonna burn up in the atmosphere and probably not make it down. So the ones that actually make it all the way down aren't really associated with any kind of meteor showers or comets or anything. They're sort of just I guess you could call them like small asteroids that we just run into, and those are the ones that make it down. Pieces of asteroids. So those are coming from a slightly different population than meteor shower meteors. Yeah, and the conditions are always best when you don't have any moon and it is nice and clear. Usually, observing them after midnight local time is best. Because the Earth is sort of spinning into them once you get past midnight. So yeah. All right. Well, Lyrids are upon us. Although there is not much data on them, let's look at the 2018 ones. Actually, let's see if there's any more data here on that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. So there we go. So
that was last year, right?
That was last year. Yeah. You can sort of see, the structure of the cloud here a little bit, and there was definitely a peak around the 23rd of April, and a zenith hourly rate of about 17 or so.
Now, out of so many meteors they observed, how many of them actually did hit the ground?
I would say probably none of these did. Probably. Yeah, they like I said, they are pieces of dust, little bits of sand, maybe marble sized, most of them. So they burn up in the atmosphere way high. So none of them really sort of make it to the ground. Of course, they become part of the atmosphere, right? They're polluting our Earth with all this stuff, and there's actually tons of it coming down every single day. I don't know exactly what the numbers there are, but I think I think it's tons of dust every single day. And of course, during the peaks of these showers, there's even more stuff. But it just sort of, much of it vaporizes in the atmosphere. So, technically, it's still there. It's just not, a piece of dust anymore. It's vaporized dirt. That becomes part of the atmosphere, and like I said, pollutes our atmosphere a little bit. So anyway, well, that was last year's, and I would sort of expect that we're going to see about the same thing. You notice here, that it came on the 23rd of April, where this year, the predicted peak was around the 21st of April, 22nd or so. So we're moving through a different part of the dust cloud, and so the characteristics of the shadow of the cloud, shower change.
I did take your advice, and I ordered that cell phone adapter.
Oh, good. Yeah,
they have a nice one that has all kinds of adjustments.
Nice.
And
those things, the one thing that I sort of failed to warn you about was the cost. Those things can be really expensive.
I got it from Op Telescopes, OPT, and they have a really good payment plan of $5.35 a month. So
oh, there you go.
I can handle that for 12 months. I can pay it off early if I want, and a little bit of interest on the loan. But I mean, if you want some equipment really fast and you can get approved with your credit through them, that's a good way to get some equipment, whether it be a camera or whatever it is you need, that you might want, even if you just want to try it, maybe you can do something like that. And if you can make the payments and not have to worry about that, then just go ahead and get something like, whatever it is that you need.
Nice.
So,
well, yeah, I've seen lots of people using those, and there's actually a Facebook group called, I think it's called Smartphone Astronomy.
Oh, okay.
And people over there, are posting pictures all the time, and they're great. The cameras in these phones are just incredible. They're just absolutely incredible. So yeah.
This is a Galaxy Note 8, so it's kind of outdated at this point, but I mean, it's still 1,000. It's still
There you go.
Yeah, there you
See
go.
that?
That's way old. Holy cow! What is that? 7 or?
That's an S7. Yeah. It's only 2 years old. Come on.
I had the Galaxy 5, S5, and S7. I did not get the S6. I didn't like it because with the 6 you couldn't add memory to it. They wouldn't allow you to add the extra memory to it. So I didn't want that. So I went ahead and went with the Note 8, and I could add. I have a 256 gigabyte memory card in here, which is plenty of space now.
Yeah.
And I won't run out now, or at least not very soon anyway. I had a 60 gigabyte, I think, earlier, and I was running out with that with all the pictures I was taking. So the 256 though is pretty big. That's a pretty good size.
That'll do.
I can always transfer it to the computer if I need to,
Right.
But so I'm excited about the opportunity of being able to take some astro shots with the adapter. From what I saw on the site where I got it from, they had a little video of how it's used and everything like that. And that was really good.
Yeah. I think You'll absolutely love it, and you'll be able to stack images. The whole thing. I mean, it's a regular camera, so yeah.
And then so I can run the computer, run the telescope, and take pictures all at the same time. How do you like
Nice, nice. You just need one more thing.
that?
Just one more thing.
Winning lottery ticket.
You need a clear sky.
Yeah, that's right. I can't do much with clouds.
No, we don't have any of those cloud filters yet. Somebody needs to work on that.
That's right. It's not raining now, apparently, but it is cloudy still.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's why,
I said, boy, you're going to make me want to watch Geostorm, man.
Yeah. Well, clouds always invoke in me the burning desire to get into radio astronomy.
Oh,
and one of these days I'm going to do it because
why don't you just build a big antenna there, put it in your backyard there?
I've got a huge property. I can make a very large array, and I can I could definitely do some really, really interesting stuff. I need to get into that at some point.
You don't think they would mind that, would you? Do you think that area would care if you did that?
Nobody.
Like they wake up one day and say, "What the hell are all these antennas out here for?"
There's absolutely nobody here to even see them. So not a problem. Not a problem.
I'm actually in a very, very close space. I want to do L-band, but not right now. But I'm all right with a long wire for my short wave and a telewave for my VHF, UHF.
Right. Very, very cool. Very cool. So yeah, some great conversation over in the chat. I'm thoroughly enjoying it too. So yeah, great.
Bobby needs a tower I have beside my house. The antenna tower I have. It's taller than all the trees, and it has a single antenna out there right now. I mean, it has a TV antenna on it, all that, but I don't use that. So, but yeah. If I wanted to, I could probably get into the ham radio pretty easily if I got the radio equipment, but I don't really want to go into that route.
Yeah.
A little expensive.
Yeah. Well, you've got to make choices.
Yeah.
Now, Ron, I have a question for you. I have two questions for you. Are you around a body of water?
Lots of bodies of water. This is the land of lakes, remember? Minnesota.
Okay.
10,000 lakes, actually. It's more like 15,000, but who's counting?
But in your location, at a very, very single part, are you really around a body of water?
Yes.
Marine band is good for you. Now, are you around? How close you are to the nearest airport?
To where? The Minneapolis St. Paul Airport. It's 6-hour drive or 3 to 5 hour drive, I guess, depending on how you go.
Okay. So usually, like the airband may not be good for you.
Right.
Okay. Now you don't have any railroads at your area, huh?
There is one that goes through Wyndham, which is 18 miles away. We do have a small international airport, which is a business airport, which is nearby, which is close, about half-hour drive.
Now, you're talking about airports. I was talking about the railway, but you can go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, there's train tracks that go through Wyndham. I don't know where the stations are.
Okay. All right. So maybe the railway may be good for you.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Marine and railway.
Okay.
Think about it.
And then how would I look those up, or how would I get connected to those?
Okay. Okay. I know railway
Yay.
are from 150
Woo.
are from 159.5 megahertz to 161.6 megahertz. Marine is mostly from 155 megahertz to about 158 megahertz.
Okay.
And
So basically, I just
now
need
railway.
do I need a shortwave radio then, basically? If I go to the store and I can find like a
Okay,
used...
for marine and railway, your best bet is to get a scanner.
Oh, I get you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so marine and railway, you need to get a scanner.
Okay.
Now is your now I don't know about how good your police system is, but mine uses a statewide system. It is the P25-1 with the option to be encrypted.
Oh.
Is your police system uses encrypted systems as well? Or
I
no?
have no clue. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the best way you go to radioreference.com, search for your state and for your county. And
Yeah.
if there's any trunking systems, you might want to look at those trunking systems, see what they do.
Okay.
So I've just been looking at this photograph here, and you know, that's a really, really, really great shot. But Page Master, you're just I don't know. You know, everybody else looks pretty good. They look pretty. I don't know his name, but you know, the shape shifter here, he's got a really, really goofy look on his face there, and but wow, what a great shot! What a
Page Master
great
says
shot.
he doesn't smile a lot.
Okay, that's all right, because you know, I mean,
I told him he'd make a great Vulcan.
yeah. So this is Quark, right? This is I don't remember his name. This is, of course, Cisco.
Yeah.
What's the shapeshifter's name? I don't remember. I want to say
Ian. Remember it either.
Yeah. Ono.
Oh no.
Eno.
Oh no, I think.
Ono. Eno. Odo.
Odo.
Yeah,
yes, PM,
yes.
You're right.
Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, what a great shot.
And who's the other one? Who's the one beside him?
This guy?
No, next the other way.
That's Page Master.
Oh.
Looking all sullen.
Yeah.
He's got pictures with everybody. What a collection. Wow.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh, okay. Yeah. Here's Patrick Stewart. There we go.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo. Marina Sirtis. Cool.
Ooh. Don't I wish I was built like her? Oh, my
Very
goodness.
cool.
Ooh.
Oh, and Leonard Nimoy. Wow. That must have been really, really, really awesome to be able to
meet him, yeah.
Just be in the presence of Nimoy.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
He created
Absolutely
a great
awesome.
character in Spock. Just an iconic character.
Absolutely.
Very few actors in their career can say they created a character.
Yes.
A few have.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Let me I'm gonna look for one quick thing. Let me stop sharing just so I don't get too incriminating here. Let me see if I can find where am I looking here? There's a really, really, really awesome Ray Bradbury short story, and I'm going to look for it here. Leonard Nimoy. There will come soft rains. This is a reading that he did from the Martian Chronicles, and as soon as I get it here, I'm going to send you the link because you know, I really like Bradbury anyway.
Yeah, I do too.
And people talking about shortwave, it makes me want to think I should create a meme with Medea from Tyler Perry Medea series with that little gun. Say shortwave instead of give one more time.
I think you should. I think you should. Let me see if I can. I'm going to post the link over in the chat here because I think that this story is probably one of the greatest short stories that I've ever read or heard, and it's being read by Leonard Nimoy here, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I haven't actually talked about books in a while, but if you haven't read the Martian Chronicles yet, you should. You should.
Great.
They are some of the greatest sci-fi writing I have ever heard in my entire life. So yeah, check that out for sure. All right. Well, before I go, I just want to show off my light curve that I got from H.W. Virginis, the eclipsing binary star. So these are two stars that are really close to one another. They're actually going around each other every 2.8 hours.
Have you been able to catch that visually, or?
Well, I'm going to show you my plot, and you can sort of decide on your own here, but it's pretty obvious.
I mean, if you're looking at it, like I definitely caught it. Isn't Vega a double star like that, where it goes around, where there's one that?
I'm not sure if Vega is a binary star or not. What sort of makes these ones, particularly unique.
It's a variable star. That's right. It's a variable star for sure.
It's a variable star. Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a double. They're trying to figure out if it's a double star.
Oh, cool.
Okay. I have a question for you. When we're talking about shortwave and chat, how close are you from where you're at to Red Lion?
Red Lion? That's like a place.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Lion has a shortwave station called Whiskey India November Bravo. They usually operate on 9265 kilohertz. So I was wondering, how far are you from where you're at to Red Lion?
Okay, I don't know how far I am from Red Lion because I don't know where it is, but I can certainly find out.
Yeah, why don't you use Google Maps?
I guess I could do that.
Use Maps.
Yeah, I can find out where it is. I just can't do it right now. I only have 1 minute to stay in this form.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's almost pumpkin time.
Wow, no, we're about to lose her.
Yeah,
we're about to lose her.
That's
right. So here's my plot. So this is the primary dimming, and here's the secondary one. So what's happening here is that the B component of the binary system is actually passing in front of the brighter component, and it looks like it dims. like that.
Now,
And then
how are you getting that data?
with my telescope and camera.
Really?
So yeah, I'm actually grabbing these kinds of images. Where's a good example? I'm not seeing a great example here. Here's some examples of data that I took the other night that just so happened to have some satellites passing through. But here's what an image looks like, and here's an image of a star. This is the actual star, HW Virginis, right there. And I just keep looking at it for 3 hours, right? This is 3 hours of data.
And Atta
here.
just turned into a pumpkin.
All right, Atta. Nice to have you here again.
Yeah.
So yeah, when the secondary or the B component passes right in front of the A component, you get this primary eclipse where it goes really, really dim. Not really, really dim, but definitely dims. And then over the next hour-ish or so, see how it slowly brightens?
Yeah.
And then it dims again. This is when the B component actually passes behind the A component. And so the light, so here, the light from the A component is being blocked by B. Here, the light from the B component is being blocked by A.
So in the other section there, you see both of them, right?
Yeah,
So
because
you can see both of them. Okay.
right,
I gotcha.
right. And the reason why this brightens and then dims over time is because of reflected light. The light from the A component is shining right on the B component, and we're seeing a little bit of reflected light there. So
now, could you imagine being a planet around that smaller one that's orbiting?
Well, I actually have the the theory is I'm gonna hide.
I mean, would that be a wild ride? Would that be a wild ride, though? I mean,
that would be an incredibly wild ride, because what you'd see is two stars about one solar radius right apart, separated, right?
Yeah.
And going around each other every 2.8 hours. So, going pretty fast, I mean, you'd notice that after a half an hour, that they had moved. So yeah, it must be an epic thing. And data suggests that there are either very, very large planets there, or several small ones actually going around the binary system. So
that would be weird.
Yeah. It would be just absolutely epic, to see that. So you've got this small binary system, these two stars, right, zipping around each other, but then way out here, you have planets going around them both. So it would definitely be an incredible view.
If there was a planet in orbit in between the two suns,
yeah, that's really close.
Would it stay together? That would be the question. Would it be able to stay together?
Yeah, that's too hard to tell. And there's sort of an indication. Those two stars are what's called a contact binary.
Okay,
so the two stars are actually touching each other too. So to have anything in between that,
it would be burned up. Yeah.
It would get a little warm. Yeah. But from the distance of the Earth, it would. I don't know exactly what the temperatures would be or anything. It'd probably be pretty darn cold, but it would still be an incredible view. I want to go. I want to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's I think HW.
Well, just all you gotta do is just meditate. You take a moment. You meditate. You sit down. Yep, you're there.
Travel.
That's all you gotta do.
For sure.
Maybe smoke a little something special, you know.
Well, you know.
And no, I'm not saying smoke. If you don't smoke, then don't.
You know, that kind of help is definitely useful, and I fully encourage it. So yeah.
But I do think that I do think that in our minds, I do think that we can travel to places that we can only imagine. You know.
Yeah.
And they might be actual places. They might be something someone is sending messages to us or whatever. But I do think that that's a possibility. And I do think that when people describe things, they've been to certain places, how else would they have that information except that they were actually there? I mean,
yeah, you know, what, you know, I mean, it comes down to what is real. You know, how do you define that?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You know, to me, you know, what's real is, you know, what's useful. What you know, is it data?
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know,
the possibility of it happening and going to different places like that.
Yeah,
you know?
And you know, we tend to, you know, use our heads a little bit too much and say, you're just making that up.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, well, who's to say that we're not making this up?
Yeah.
So
well, I always thought that we're just all on lab tables and they got probes sticking in our head.
Well, I hope not, because that, you know, that's pretty boring.
Yeah. But what would you do if you woke up and you saw that and it's like, oh crap?
Yeah, I just, you know, that just doesn't sound very exciting or enticing at all. I would much rather just
Page
you know, make it all up.
read somewhere that if Jupiter would have grown to 1% bigger, it would have had triggered a thermonuclear fusion or a second star.
Yeah, I think Jupiter was really, really close. I'm not sure if 1% more would have done it, but Jupiter, you know, in fact, Jupiter does emit its own light. It's just in the infrared and the radio.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, I don't think it's doing any kind of nuclear stuff, but it's really, really, really close.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't know if 1% is a tipping point. That seems a little too small, but it's really, really close. You know, they call it, you know, the star that failed. And okay, you know, I don't think that we know enough about any of this to really be absolutely sure. So you know, that is one of the things in this live stream that I try, you know, to put across is that you know, the scientists are oftentimes sort of held up, you know, on this high.
Hey, there's
Lurker,
more than 850% bigger, if he recalls correctly.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know, scientists don't have the answers.
Another worker needs 13 times Jupiter's mass to fuse the Urim as a brown dwarf.
Cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, don't take any scientist's word for anything at all. You got to use your own head on things. And you know, when I hear scientists say, you know, that we're sure about this kind of, we're absolutely sure. Me, that is a huge red flag. Saying, you know, it's like no.
Yeah.
We cannot be sure. Let's spend a few thousand years figuring it out, right? In a few thousand years, yeah, we'll probably have a slightly better idea. But
Yeah.
look, we have not been looking at the universe for, carefully for really much more than about 100 years or so, right? So we don't know anything at all. So, scientists trying to provide answers, I don't think that's fair to scientists. I don't think
Right.
that we should um, uh, 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 force them to come up with answers that they don't have at all.
Now, out
So
of my curiosity is, in the unforeseeable future, is uploading your memory to the web using your brain to the web is becoming it's somewhere in the future.
that's a possibility. Have you seen this this movie this movie before?
Yes,
Okay,
I did.
there you go. It's already been done. That cow's already been flung. There you go.
I see one more. I see one into.
Yeah, I think that anything is possible. I think that this is a universe that I think is pretty much going to allow anything to happen. Um, so far, there really isn't any kind of limits. Um, so who knows? Uh, you
Yeah.
know, it's too early to tell. We need a few million more years to figure it all out, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm going to stick around and try to figure it out. But yeah, it,
But
you
let's
know,
enjoy the time we have to learn what we have in this time,
well, that's
and
just it.
just
That's what
try
it
to
comes down to.
learn everything we can. Even the smallest detail would be amazing to figure it
Well,
out.
and some of us we we have this need to know and this need to understand. I've got that a little bit, but a lot of times I just like to sit back and go, "Wow, that is awesome," and not try to figure it out and try to understand, what's happening. Like the rainbow, that we saw
Yeah.
here. I just like to sit back and go, that's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
And I don't necessarily care, how it's formed and the angles and particle sizes and all that.
Now,
I mean,
as the
I appreciate that.
Travelocity Canon would say, go and smell the roses.
Go and smell the roses. Absolutely enjoy, the senses um, we have. Our senses are incredibly limited, and just we can sense just the tiniest portion of what's going on.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing that we can see and hear and all that at all. So yeah. Um, um, Thoroughly enjoy that, and we can build machines that are sensitive, to other things, and then they can um, modify that data, to sort of let us see it or hear it and all of that. So it's really, really great. But yeah, I stand in absolute awe, um, and great appreciation for the universe around me, and being a scientist. Uh, you know, not only can I greatly appreciate just the absolute, amazing stuff, but I can go deep into it and try to understand why and how and when and
Oh yeah.
who and what and all those kinds of things. which just makes my appreciation even more. So yeah. All right, everybody. Well, D. Smith, you're coming in a little bit late. Hello, nice to see you there.
Right.
But it is time to get on out of here for today. It is 3:15 UTC, and yeah, I don't do the pumpkin thing. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Atta's got it down, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't have that quite figured out yet. But I do respect everybody's time, and I don't like to go much over an hour, although we usually do, because I can talk astronomy and space and science all day long. You see the yoga pose there?
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
That was some great yoga there. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, like I said, I think I'm going to get out of here for now. So take care, everybody. Ninji, I didn't see you in the chat before, so howdy. Glad to have you here. Yep. But I think it's time to get out of here for now. So take care, everybody. Have a great evening, a great day.
Yeah.
Thumbs up if you so desire. Spread the word. I think that's it.
We'll see you next time.
So I will be back here 2 hours UTC tomorrow, each and every day, for the most part. So let's do it again on another spin. All right, everybody. Take care. Peace, cheers, and all that.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.
Live long and prosper.